Greetings, it's Ian from RTO here. Welcome to Tuesday, and we have got part 2 of the Jack White story, and today we are going to look at his solo albums. Now, Jack was actually born John Anthony Gillis, but when he married Meg, he took her name. Not a lot of people know that, what they do now. So, but when White Stripes finished, he went solo. Meg had a few anxiety issues, so he went solo. And up to date, he has made 5 solo albums. They're all pretty good. There's ones that I just prefer better than the others. So we'll have a look at these 5 albums. So, coming in at number 5 is his most current album, and it was released last year in July of 2022, and it is called Entering Heaven Alive. There are so many people that play on these albums, it's just too many to mention. So, first track on this one is called A Tip From You To Me. This just proves he's good at doing acoustic stuff, because this is quite acoustic. I quite like this. It's a great vocal from him. It's not a bad track. All Along the Way. It's an okay track. Just a bit melodic and plods a little bit, but it's a reasonable track. Help Me Along. I find it a strange track, this is, but the highlight on this track is actually the violin. Up next is Love Is Selfish. Very good track, solid. You know, it's taken from his White Stripe days. He's just got this unique sound. Then we got my favourite track off this one, I've Got You Surrounded by My Love. I love the wah-wah on the electric guitar on this. The drumming's pretty good. Some nice piano bits. Definitely very White Stripes. Queen of the Bees. Now this is a different sound. He's going a bit more jazzy here. There's a good use of a vibraphone. It's a very good track. A Tree on Fire Within. Bass, nice piano, solid track. If I Die Tomorrow. A little bit flat here. There's just something missing from this one. Please God Don't Tell Anyone. I love the piano sounds on this. Pretty good. A Madman from Manhattan is next. Very jazzy again. I like it when he goes down this jazz road. Some excellent sort of tracks on there. Sounds on that one, sorry. And Taking Me Back Gently. Very ragtime sort of place. Sound. This is a very good album. I think the acoustic tracks are pretty good on here. A little bit different. He's sort of changing his ways a little bit, but yeah, it's a pleasant enough album, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 6.5. Okay, then coming in at number 4, this is the third album from 2018, Boarding House Reach. Track 1 on here is called Connected by Love. Great little bluesy number this is. There's some lovely keyboard tones on this. The backing vocals is good. I don't know who does the backing vocals on it, but it's very good. Why Walk a Dog? Interesting track. The keyboard's pretty good, and it's got a nice guitar bit from Jack on here as well. Corporation, some nice guitars on this. Good vocal from Jack, pretty good. A Bullet, a Careza, a short track with a bit of piano and violin. Okay, gotta write this. Hyper Misophonic. Sounds like a bit of classical music with a sort of psychedelic guitar on it. It's okay. Ice Station Zebra. It's okay. Not particularly a favourite of mine on here. Over and Over and Over. My favourite rock track on here. It's a gentle little rocker, to say the least. It's just good. It's got some nice effects on it, so I like that track. Everything You've Ever Learned. Not too bad. Reminds me a little bit of the Creatures, especially some of the percussion. Respect Commander. It takes a little while to get going, but when it does, there is a really good guitar solo on it. Esmeralda Steals the Show comes next. Little short, quirky number. There's some nice organ on here. The acoustic guitar is pretty good. Get in the mine shaft. Jack's never been afraid to experiment with different sounds and textures, and this has got all different sort of sounds and textures. He's done it quite good. What he's done. Bit of a droney sort of thing. I struggle with this one. Homer-esque. Oh, interesting track. It's got a weird vocal approach. I like the guitar on it as well. And that was the last track. On the whole, good, down-to-earth album. He tried a few different things. Some worked, some didn't, but it's still a good listen. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7 out of 10. Okay then, coming at number 3, we got the 4th album from 2022. 2 albums in 2022. The Fear of Dawn. First track on here is called Taking It Back. Good guitars on here. Good track to start the album off. Very solid. Fear of Dawn, another cracking rocker. Great solo on this from Jack. The White Raven. Lots of cranking guitar on this. Another superb guitar solo from Jack. Really makes his guitar sing. Then we have Heidi Ho featuring Q-Tip. Didn't work for me. Bit rappy. Didn't work. Emosophobia. Interesting track. Like the stab guitar on this. Some really good drumming on this. Into Twilight. It's quite good. Very interesting melody. Got some nice bits on that one. Dusk. Little short piece here. 30 seconds. It's alright. I don't know what it's there for. What's the trick? It's okay, but the guitar solo is a little bit screechy. Then my favourite track on here is called That Was When and This Is Now. It's very Muse. What Muse should have been doing in 2022. It does feel early Muse. It's well executed. I love the bit in the middle. The guitar and the vocal is pretty strong. Then we have a little bit more of Esmophobia. Why didn't they just stick it all together? It's alright. Morning, Noon and Night. Starts off really heavy. Really heavy, strong riffs. And then it just quiets down as well. Towards the end. Shedding My Velvet. I love the vibraphone on here. It really gives it an extra texture. Then you get the guitars coming in. Really good track to end the album with. This is quite heavy in places. It's probably one of the heaviest albums he's done. Solid track, except a couple, but on the whole it's a really good listen. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7.3. Okay then, coming in at number 2, we got the second album from 2014, Lazaretto. First track on here is called Three Women. I love the quirky keyboard at the beginning of this, and that quirky keyboard just keeps appearing throughout the track. I love the tempo, the drums. Very, very solid track. Then we get the title track, Lazaretto. Fantastic vocal from Jack. I think this is one of his best as well. He's got put a nice guitar solo on it as well. Then we get Temporary Ground. Some nice guitar work. It's okay. Would You Fight For My Love? The start of this is really good. But what adds this a little bit is the combination of them violins and guitar. They work well. It's got quite a creepy sound to it, and it really works. Highball Stepper. The start of this is a bit stop and start, but it adds and it goes gentle, and then it's got a really good guitar solo on it. Just One Drink comes next, which is my favourite track. It's just got some great riffs in it. It's a short track, but it's powerful. Alone in My Home, quirky. The guitar tones are great. There's even a little bit of banjo on here, and it's pretty good. Entitlement. It's got gentleness, nice tones on here. Proves that you can do gentle stuff as well as the heavy stuff. It's a great vocal from Jack. The Black Bat Licorice. Very going back to the White Stripes, but not as heavy. It's a lovely arrangement, but it's all that's missing is Meg's drums, I think. Then we have a track called I Think I Found the Culprit. Interesting to hear pedal steel guitar on this. It makes a really interesting sound on Jack stuff, very good. And the last track is Want Able, very basic, guitar, piano, Jack singing, lovely song, great song to end the album. This is a really good album, different moods, different swings. It's just an all-round good album, so I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7.5. But my number one album is his debut album, Blunderbuss, from 2012. Missing Pieces, the beginning of this, you got this lovely electric piano, a jazzy sort of sound, the drums are wonderful, great guitar solo, really good track. Up next is 16 Salatines. Love the riffs on this. Great little keyboard track as well. Excellent track. Freedom at 21. I don't like it when he sounds like he's rapping. It doesn't suit him. But the guitar work on this is really good. Up next is Love Interruption. My favourite track and probably one of my favourite tracks by Jack White as a solo artist. That guitar and the electric piano just work wonders together. Blunderbuss, this can be almost a country song. It's got some steel pedal guitar in it. It's a great track. What a vocal from Jack on that one. Up next is Hypocritical Kiss. The piano work is just amazing on here. Typical Jack White vocal, strong, gritty, good track. Weep Themselves to Sleep. Piano, nice track, lovely vocal. I'm shaking. Still, it's an older Willie John number. It was also covered by Long John Baldry, of course, and he does a great version of it. Then we have Tongue Trash Talker, nice rocker with a little bit of piano, really strong track. Then we get Hip Eponymous Poor Boy, my second favourite here. It's got elements of rock and quirky little bits that come from prog. That's quirky, I like that. I Guess I Should Go to Sleep, another track just dominated by some wonderful piano work. It's so gentle. On and on and on. It's very psychedelic here. This is a mixture of psychedelic and jazzy sort of drumming. Really interesting track, but what a track. Take Me With You When You Go. The riffs in this are heavy, hard, and the solo is great. What a track to end the album. I mean, he had all that success with White Stripes, the first solo album. It was either going to be a hit or miss. I think this was a hit. He played reasonably safe, but the songs are great. There's not one bad song on here, really. You're hooked from the start, from straight on. It's a really strong album and a good start to his solo career. So I'm going to give this an RTO ranking of 7.6. So there we go. Next week we're going to look at a band he was in called the Raconteurs. But coming up next, we've got another retro ranking in the Bad Song series, and I'm gonna have a look at some bad songs by Genesis. Yes, there are some bad ones, and I think a lot of you can guess what period they come from. So that's coming up next. So we'll see you that very soon. Bye for now.